Some 21 minutes after 8. The 2017 Basic Education Certificate Examination, the BECE, ended last Friday. And for the first time in a long while, we didn't hear of any cancellations. Indeed, I have not yet heard of any examination malpractices that's been reported so far. But we want to talk about it with, I don't know whether to say kids or, big girl and boy as to how it all went. They're right in the BECE. And how do they even prepare for what is ahead, the senior high school? And then there's an interesting story of how some students of the Ekropon School for the Blind wrote the mass exam last Thursday. Justice Beidou was there, and we will look back at how they wrote the paper. Interestingly, it will be good for all of us to see it. But let's just introduce Papa Moke. Good morning to you, and thanks for being here. Christabel Stickens, you also wrote the BECE. So Papa just completed JHS with God's Grace International School. It's not like you're going back there. And then Christabel St. Joseph Roman Catholic School. Okay, so first of all, how did it go? Writing BECE.
It was cool, actually.
Yeah, was it?
It was very cool.
Okay.
So, before we wrote the exam, I was expecting myself to be tense, to have a little anxiety in me. But, people kept motivating me, telling me that BECE is like classwork, like classes. So, I took it in and, well, it was actually like classwork.
Okay.
It was easy, yeah.
Yeah? Most difficult paper?
Probably French.
Okay.
French, yeah.
Okay. But apart from that, all the papers were cool.
Yeah. The French, even the section A was quite easy. It was just the section B. You're writing an essay because the Minister of Education visited your school, so it was a bit tricky. But I was able to come through.
Good. Good to know. Christabel, how was it?
It was very easy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So this was Coco work.
Yes.
No difficult paper?
No. But actually, the French.
The French, you to the French. What is the section B?
Yes.
Oh, so the essay. So you guys don't speak French at all?
Oh, we speak French.
Yeah?
We do, yeah.
Okay, so how did you write the essay? How did it begin?
Well, the first question was about your school. So you state your school, you state where it's situated, and then the next question will be, after the next paragraph, it's about the minister visiting your school. So you state his name, you state how you welcomed him, all in French.
Oh, okay. Okay, but it's good to know that you guys are positive about what you wrote. So which senior high school would you want to go to, Christabel?
Actually, for Penny Senior High School.
Okay, so that's what you selected.
Yeah.
Any reason?
Yeah, because the school has all the equipment.
Yeah?
Yeah, so...
like your big sister went there or something?
No.
No? No
one actually went there, but I want to go there.
Okay. Yeah. So where is it? Do you know which region?
They said Kokontuni.
You just want to travel, eh?
Staying in Accra.
Okay, good. Where are you going? You're tired of staying in Accra? You?
I'm going to Mfansipim.
Okay, so that was your first choice?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you won't get it, but if it happens that the computer doesn't choose you, what would you do?
I'll just go with the flow because maybe that's God's will of my life.
Yeah.
So, sure, I'll just go to the other school.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay, wait, which is the other one that you chose?
Well, my second choice was Agri.
Okay.
And then third choice was Ghana National.
Okay, all in Cape Coast.
Yeah. But then I recently wrote an entrance exam at Christian High. So if anything, I might go there.
Oh, okay. All right. Christabel, if your first choice doesn't choose you, what would you do?
I would be disappointed.
Oh, okay. But which other school are you hoping that because they say the computer does the placement. So if the computer doesn't place you where you want to be and it places you anywhere else, would you still be happy to go?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay.
Since I'm there to learn, it will be okay for me.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Now that we have all that cleared, let's talk about what you guys are doing at home now that there's no exam to write.
Wow. After writing the BECE, I feel like there's a lot of stress. It's just gone. You feel relieved.
Charlie, how old are you?
I'm 14.
And stress is gone.
Yeah, but writing the exam is not easy actually. Like the process you have to go through, learning, sleepless nights. Actually, you sleep, but not enough.
Yeah.
So, well, you feel relieved, but at the same time, you feel a bit aimless because you're facing the exams and what am I aiming for? Even though there's senior high school there, you feel good about yourself. You like there's no tension, there's no pressure. Yeah. So at the moment, I'm just resting, catching
You're just
up.
taking it easy.
Yeah, taking it easy. But after, probably, I'll try and focus on my spiritual life.
Okay.
Try and get closer to the big man, and
really,
yeah, and I'll try and explore my talents, try and develop it. I play the guitar, so I'll just go and try and get better at that, and then other stuff. I'll go to Alliance Française to develop my French.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, is it the exam that made you think this way about French?
Oh no, I'm actually very good at French.
Okay.
It's just that the exam was a bit tricky, but I'll make it.
Amen.
Amen.
Christabel, what would you be doing with yourself?
I'm going for this BSHS class.
Okay.
And also for basketball training.
Oh, basketball training. You play basketball?
Yes.
And you're really good at it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's
and
nice.
also,
Oh, but you have to speak up a bit. You have to speak up for me. You would also what?
I'm done.
Yeah, you said you apart from basketball, you were going to say something else.
Yeah, I'll be going to church.
Hey, you also want to get closer to God. How old are you?
I'm 14.
Hey, that's nice. I'm sure God is smiling at us right now, hearing all that. But I want us to, look back at your maths paper on Thursday.
Yeah.
Ever wondered, even as you also write the exams, did you ever think about how, for instance, children who are at the Ikopon School for the Blind, for instance, wrote their papers? Does that thoughts cross your mind?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I never really thought of that, but since you brought this up, I think it's I don't know if it's an issue, they have a solution for it, but it seems tricky.
Have a solution.
Yeah, it seems tricky for them because they are disabled and I don't know how they were able to make it. But I'm sure they can make it.
Okay, so this is a fascinating story that Justice Baidu shared with us. Here we go.
These children are about to embark on one of the most important journeys in their lives. They are visually impaired students from the Ekropon School for the Blind going to write their BECE. Amongst them, 17-year-old Emanuela Osabute, who went blind aged 3.
People like me with special needs are most of the times underestimated because of their disability. Most people think they are worthless, they can't do anything.
And Ebenezer Ama, who has been studying at the school for the last 8 years.
I want to work at the courts, and I would like to be a lawyer. So I'll try much as possible, and do a lot of reading during the schooling time so that I can achieve that aim. For lawyers, I learned they read a lot.
It's 1 o'clock, start work.
Writing the BECE could be one very, very difficult job. These children, some as young as 13, would have to write 10 different papers in 5 continuous days. As ridiculous as that may sound, that does very little in discouraging these young people from giving their best shot in this exam. Blind children use a code-empowered device called the Braille. It's a 6-dot device which is used by the fingers to decode shapes, rough edges, and smooth edges. The children are taught to use their fingers to translate the feelings from the Braille into the brain. They then are able to know the questions and answer them through the same means. Many children with special needs face enormous challenges. For some, access to education itself is a challenge. There are only a few special schools with trained teachers to offer the type of lessons they need in Ghana. Some don't even have support from their families at all. The proposed school is one of the few of its kind in the country that serves children with special needs. And so the children who are here seem to be the lucky ones.
How does it feel like?
Opon Lati teaches at the School for the Blind and has been accompanying visually impaired children to write the BECE for the last 13 years.
The teaching of blind people is about 4 times harder than teaching in the regular school. Also, unlike their seeing counterpart, they could pick who could pick any book and read. You, the teacher, becomes almost the encyclopedia for the children. So you prepare adequately, look for a lot of materials. And depending on the subject you are teaching, sometimes you have to send real objects or their replica to the classroom, because in the special education, we do what we call hand-to-hand teaching. So for example, if you want to teach a child about fractions, sometimes it will be difficult to just say 1/3 plus 1/4. So you get an orange. You show the orange, the full orange. Then you demonstrate, you cut it into 2. They hold it. This is half, this is the other half. When you put it together, it becomes what? 1.
Last year, Ghana launched an inclusive education policy which seeks to help disabled children receive equal levels of education with their mates in mainstream schools. But implementation of that policy is yet to trickle down. The pupils of Ekropon show the light that could be at the end of the tunnel. That all children could be equal after all. If only they could get the needed help, so they too could rub shoulders with their age mates anywhere. Justice Bedu, Joy News, Ekropon.
Interesting, very fascinating story indeed. Now you know, if you've been wondering, this is how they write and this is how they've actually been managing. What do you think?
Well, I think it's actually a good thing that they are able to write the exams in their case, in their situation. So I just thank God. I think it's good. It has really helped them. So I just hope that they keep managing and coping with the situation until they become great people in the future.
Yeah. And the gentleman who wants to be a lawyer there, I'm sure someday we'll see you in the courts. Yeah. Christabel, your thoughts?
I think they've done really well, because being blind is not easy. And since they have all the necessary equipment in schools to learn, it's good. And I wish they can come out with flying colors.
Yeah.
To get our fair share.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for all your wishes and your thoughts. So, you know, we've got a part 2 of our conversation, which is on child, Labor Day, but we will talk about that in a bit as well. So you guys, I wish you the very best.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is like your first big examination that you've written, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. This is one of many to come, by the way. So may you get your first, choice schools.
Amen.
And may we continue to see you doing really, really well in education and in life, really. You said one of your goals, even as you stay home, is to get closer to God. Yeah. Even though you're 14, you've got this big wish. May it come to pass.
Amen.
So I wish you well,
okay.
Papa, and I wish you well, Christabel. All right, stay with us. We'll come back and talk child labor in a bit.